Are you aware what's happening on Sunday?
Yeah, it's Mother's Day.
It is Mother's Day, so we're going to talk about the best, or our mother's top 10 favourite movies.
Top 10 mothers. Linda Belcher from Bob's Burgers. Marge Simpson. Skylar Breaking Bad.
You know who number one is? Cinematic Mum.
Karen, my mum.
The MILF of all time.
Oh.
Elastigirl.
Elastigirl. That's the top 10. And that's the episode for this week.
Thank you
very
Not
much.
really. More importantly, it's the Oscars.
Oh,
It's
who's
the Academy
Oscar?
Awards.
I can't believe it's Oscar season already.
I can. It was a year since the last one.
Oh, yeah, you're right when you put it like
Yeah,
that.
they do it annually. It's 12 months.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. 96.
No, it's the 2023 one. What? They did that one.
What? This is 96. 2024.
Oh yeah, the 96th Academy Awards. Yeah, it is. Right, so we're
is.
going to do some predictions. Who we think's going to win and who we want to win.
Yeah.
What should we start? What category should we start? Start one of the irrelevant, one of the lesser cared about ones.
Well, I think we should do. We've obviously got to do the big ones, and then I think we just cherry pick other interesting ones that we have something to say about.
There's no
Like
point.
documentary short film. Who
I haven't
gives a
seen any of
fuck?
them. I mean, look,
Yeah.
right, great to the people who are nominated, and I'm sure you made some great films, and maybe I'll watch them in the future. But they're notoriously hard to get hold of. All the shorts.
Yeah.
I do normally watch the live action and animated shorts. I don't really fuck with documentaries. But let's just do the ones which people know.
I think so. So let's start from the top.
Oh, I was going to start from the
Actor.
bottom. I've got the Wikipedia page up. I was going to start from the bottom and then go up to Best Picture. Yeah.
Oh, I'm actually on the official Oscars.org website. That's. I think that kind of says more about you than it does about me.
I think that's worse though,
Doesn't it?
because that's ordered in like a stupid way, and this is ordered in like a more logical way. The first category is
Visual effects.
Best Visual Effects.
I beat you to it.
Okay,
I chose this one.
I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. So, what are the 5 nominees, Joshua?
And the nominees for visual effects are The Creator. And then there would be a clip of The Creator.
Yeah.
Godzilla, -1.
That was the clip.
That was a clip. Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 3.
Get in the fucking car.
Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning, Part 1.
Man, if you just knew about Scientology, you would. Oh my god, it would change your mind.
Why was Tom Cruise so
I haven't seen the film. I don't know. I've seen a couple of Mission Impossibles many years ago. I can't remember how he plays Ethan Hunt, so I just
Finally,
winged it.
Napoleon.
I'm eating my succulent breakfast.
What a bizarre year. I think
They're all quite strong, though, I think.
two stand out for me here. What stand outs to you?
The
What does
Creator
stand
and
out to you?
Godzilla -1.
Yes, exactly right.
But Napoleon is the sort of thing where, like, yeah, they are flawless visual effects, and it's like they almost deserve it because you don't even notice them.
Yeah. Completely.
Uh,
Same as Mission Impossible. But
I haven't seen Mission Impossible.
The draw for Mission Impossible arguably isn't the visual effects; it's the stunt work.
The stunt work. I mean, I feel like that's probably because it's probably the least popular of the films, and it's more popcorny. It's probably the least likely to win.
Same as Guardians.
Guardians 3, and I think Guardians 3, the problem is it's not photoreal because what they're trying to make is like sci-fi shit. So like when you look at like Talking Animals, it looks really good for what you can do, but it's never going to be completely real. So I don't think that's going to win.
But the thing about Guardians 3 is on that note, you've got films that came out a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you saw the live-action Lion King that used actual live-action lions.
They did. See,
and they like taught
they
them
just trained
to talk.
them.
Well, I don't know why they couldn't have trained the raccoon in Guardians.
And you can train raccoons a bit easier than lions because the in memoriam section of that year's Oscars was heavily like lion trainer biased. It was really quite. It was like lion trainer, costume designer, lion trainer.
John Favreau famously
gaffer.
lost an arm, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So no, I mean they should have done that, but I get why they don't. The Creator, the way they did their visual effects, all in post. I bet the visual effects department were screaming and raging, but God, they did a good job, didn't they?
They did a great job. So we did an episode on The Creator. Go and have a look.
Yeah.
Great. So the way it was approached, the way I understand it, Gareth Edwards planned every shot meticulously beforehand, and was very on the VFX side, the post-production side.
Well, he used to be a visual effects artist.
Yeah. So knew exactly what he wanted and how to get it. So it wasn't like, for example, a lot of how Marvel films are shot, the big action scenes, where they're like pissing about with what they want weeks before, up to weeks before the film's released. So that's why they've been looking shaky the last couple of films.
Yeah.
But this is, we know what this wants. This is picture lock, and it's not changing. Do the VFX. And that's why it had such a relatively low budget, and that's why it looks so good.
Yeah. And they had no visual effects artists on set. It was all, like, a lot of the... Did you see him as a guest on Corridor Crew? Gareth Edwards.
No.
Really interesting. So there's a bunch of shots in the film that are just B-roll. They just took some cameras to some real people in Vietnam and just filmed them going about their daily lives. And then in post, they'd be like, oh, this person's doing something really interesting and human. We're going to make them into, like, an AI person because that's... shows it's interesting seeing the robots acting like people. They're just normal members of the public doing their normal things. And they just did that all in post. And I find that really interesting. Right, we've talked about visual effects so much. We need to get through them. But
who's winning? The creator?
Oh, Godzilla -1 is the other one where I'm like, flawless. Godzilla looks amazing. Right. He looks so good. So I would be inclined for that. I'd say the creator deserves it. What about you?
The creator. That's my prediction.
Cool.
Okay.
Best film editing. And the nominations are Anatomy of a Fall. Are you going to?
I've fallen out of a window.
The Holdovers.
Hey, are you looking at me or looking at Matt?
Killers of the Flower Moon.
God, this is a hard one to think of. Just imagine me doing like a really sad Florence Pugh mouth, and that's me, Leo.
Oppenheimer.
I sure hope Cillian Murphy doesn't uncross his legs in that one scene.
And Poor Things.
I sure hope Emma Stone doesn't uncross her legs in that one scene.
And I hope she does. Great. What do we think for this one? This one's quite tricky, but I think I know who's going to win.
Go for it.
Well, best editing in recent years kind of had a tendency to be most editing. Like
Bohemian Rhapsody.
And I think Elvis one, didn't it? Yeah. I think Elvis I think they absolutely phenomenally edited, like really talented. But I think a lot of editing isn't just like, oh, the cuts look cool. It's also like pacing is such a huge part of it. So I think Oppenheimer's going to win because it looks really flashy and really clever. But I think they could cut 45 minutes of Oppenheimer. I think it's got pacing issues. So that's why I don't think it deserves it.
I am surprised Zone of Interest isn't on here.
Yeah, but it is for... I think sound is the biggest part of that. I do agree with you actually there.
Zone of Interest is the most unconventionally shot film this year. And I feel like the editing is a big part of that. The way that characters flow through rooms and what you see and what you don't see. It's very selective, and you can only get that through editing. Like, you think of what they shot and what they didn't get and what's on the cutting room floor. If a shot was left in, it could have completely like pulled the steam away. So I'm a bit shocked it isn't in the list, to be honest.
I agree. I'm with you there. I think like the winner or at least nomination should be like innovative. I think some of these
completely.
Like The Holdovers for me, really good film, but I never kind of thought, wow, what a great edited film. It's just edited like a normal 3-act structure like a film to me. I don't know. In fact, there was something that I thought was a bit weird. Was they're watching that couples game. What's it called? The Newlywed Game.
Swingers.
Yeah, that's
Swinger.
the one. And so the first time they watch it, like the couple on the TV are like shit, and they don't know they're not a very good couple. And then there's also the characters watching it are like sort of not good that close. And then they watch it a second time, and the couple on the TV a bit better, and then the characters get a bit better. And I thought that would end with like, oh, great couple on the Newlywed Game, and these guys are all friends. And you just don't see it for a third time. And that was weird to me. If I was an editor, I would have put that scene in, because surely he shot it, right? But anyway, who's going to win that? Killers of the Flower Moon. That's another one. I was fine with the pacing. So many people complain about it. That shouldn't win. Anatomy of a Fall.
It'll be
Poor Things.
It'll be Poor Things or Oppenheimer, I think.
I think Anatomy of a Fall I'll go with, but I don't. It won't win. It's not noticeable enough, the editing. But I don't know. I can't really predict that one. I think Oppenheimer will probably win it.
Yeah, editing. We can edit this out.
Best costume design.
Let's do the big ones. We're already 20 minutes in.
Well, can we just do really fast then?
Okay.
Best costume design. Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, or Poor Things. Poor Things going to win it. Barbie second, right?
I don't know, actually. I feel like Barbie's not going to do very well like anywhere else.
I don't think it will get a single win. Or maybe one.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's one of these ones where it gets a lot of nominations. I don't think it will win. Oh, it might get Best Original Song.
But don't forget Killers of the Flower Moon. I don't even know how they made the Flower Moon.
Yeah, that's a good point. But that's production design. We haven't got that yet.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was getting confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, because Napoleon, that's like a big period
I'm
piece.
sick of period things winning every single year. You just look at the paintings and you just recreate it. But then again, that's kind of Barbie. A lot of it's recreated from existing ones, but a lot of it's new. And I thought the costume design is so good.
I'm going to say Barbie.
I mean, that was a phenomenon, cultural phenomenon. I'd give it to Barbie. I think Poor Things will win. Makeup and hairstyling, aka Jew-Face. We got Golda, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, and Society of the Snow.
It's going to go to Poor Things.
That's very strange. That's what? Why? There isn't any makeup and hairstyling.
Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but I think when you look at like elderly, I think not so much when he's younger. Elderly Leonard Bernstein is so good. Like that is so well done. He looks like a real human being.
Because he is. That's Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, but he looks like he's not wearing like prosthetics on his face. He looks really real. And Golda looks quite good too. But no one's seen that movie.
Society of the Snow.
They did some good stuff.
Society of the No Thanks. You're not winning.
Yeah, but they did some good stuff, but again, they won't win. Oppenheimer, don't know why the fuck that's nominated. It's just a bunch of blokes with normal hair. I don't know. Maestro, probably.
I'm going Poor Things.
Okay. Poor Things is going to fucking sweep, so I wouldn't be surprised. Best cinematography, El Conde. El Conde? Don't know. I've only seen 5 minutes. It was boring. Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. Oppenheimer's winning
Oppenheimer.
that. Yeah.
Yep.
Killers of the Flower Moon. I saw a really interesting video on all the cinematography, and they used 1 billion different cameras. It looks ugly and desaturated. Don't like it. I like all the stuff on real old cameras though. That's sick. That's awesome. And actually, Poor Things. I like the cinematography of that too. I thought the fisheye like circle shots were a bit weird sometimes, but you gotta branch out occasionally.
But we mentioned that in our Poor Things episode, and I think it was just because you're not cultured enough and didn't quite understand.
No, but I'm look, mate. Film's been around for ages. I'm not for you doing new stuff. I'm not too fast. Production design. We talked about how do they build that flower moon. I mean,
it's got to be
how many flowers? The budget, that flower budget to build a whole moon out of it. That's crazy.
The number of flowers on that flower moon, blew me away. But no, it's going to be Poor Things.
Poor Things.
Oh no, it's going to be Barbie.
Oh, I don't know. I think Poor Things will win it, but because I think Barbie people had like turned off, and also a lot of Barbie is recreating existing production design of the dolls. But then that's when Napoleon's real production design is copying. So that shouldn't win.
I mean, if Barbie was
like a normal Western.
If Barbie was more than Barbie Land,
yeah,
I think it'd be different. But because they come over to LA,
and that stuff's not exceptional, but it's not supposed to be.
Whereas
quite normal.
Poor Things is like ground up, completely unique.
Yeah, I think it's going to win. But Barbie, I'd be happy if it did. Best sound, Zone of Interest. There's no point reading the others. If Zone of Interest doesn't win, that's insane. Original song, The Fire Inside from Flaming Hot. I have not heard. I'm Just Ken, absolute banger of the year.
It's gonna win.
No, it won't. I think What Was I Made For will win. But I'm Just Ken should win.
It's
the people's choice. It never went away
he's
from American Symphony.
Isn't he?
Don't know it. Oh yeah, he is. Yeah, but they all do. Oh god, remember This Is Alive from Everything Everywhere All at Once last year? That was a train wreck live because they had like a different singer and the two of them were like really out of key with each other. Good song, wasn't good live. And also, right, this song from Killer the Flower Moon. That's awful. That's a terrible song, and No offense to the Native American community, but that is a bad song. Right.
that ain't no I'm Just Ken, I'll tell you that much.
It ain't no I'm Just Ken. Right, I want I'm Just Ken to win. What Was I Made For will win. No, but that song is so repetitive, and I was like, when I was listening back to it, I was like, okay, when's it going to pick up? And it doesn't. It's just, it's rubbish.
God.
It's literally the worst nominee they've ever had. Best Original Score. This might be more interesting, except for the fact that the best one isn't nominated. American Fiction. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
It had to be in there.
Yeah, because it's John Williams. Killers of the Flower Moon. Rest in peace, Robbie Robertson. Oppenheimer. Or Poor Things.
Poor Things. Justin Fendrix is my boy.
Yeah.
If you don't know Justin Fendrix, please listen to Winterreese, his just music album. His music album of music songs. They are great, and he's going to win because he's a genius.
Yeah, it should be... is it Mika Levi? Micah? I don't know how it's pronounced. Their score of The Zone of Interest is just incredible. I mean, literally the film opens with just like a 5-minute... What's the term? Overture, yeah. And it's just phenomenal. For me, that's the clear winner, not even nominated. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, I can't remember a single new score, all the bangers are from previous films.
Oh no, yeah you do. It's the one that was specifically written for this film.
Yeah.
The one that goes da 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 da.
Oh, is that a new one?
Da, da, da. Yeah, that's from Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, that deserves it then. Okay, cool. Right, well, Oppenheimer, never mind then. I was going to say that deserves it because I actually listen to the music from Oppenheimer sometimes, and it's good. Well, at the Oscars party last year, we did we always have like the drinking games, like different drink when this happens, like drink when they mention the Will Smith slap and shit. And we did one last year of drink every time it goes dun dun dun. And oh my god, we drank a lot of times because anytime they just said like, and the nominees are All Quiet on the Western Front, dun dun dun. But there's nothing like that that stands out this year. I mean, we'll get a lot of 50 Cent PIMP whenever Anatomy of a Fool's nominated. But... Right, international feature. I've only seen Society of the Snow and The Zone of Interest, and The Zone of Interest nominated for Best Picture, so that's going to win.
Zone of Interest.
Animated feature, Boy and the Heron. I wonder what you're going to pick. Elemental, Nimona. Oh, that's a good choice. Actually, you might pick that. Robot Dreams. I haven't seen it. And Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I would go Across the Spider-Verse. It's never going to win.
Category. So for me,
yeah,
Spider-Verse was the most important animated film of the year.
It was the best animation.
It's only half of a film, so I don't think as a singular package in a vacuum, I don't think that can win.
Okay,
just
but
the fact it's not a full film.
I bet you weren't saying that about June, and I bet you weren't saying that about Lord of the Rings, because you weren't saying much because you were a baby, and I bet and The Godfather 2.
No, you know I was, as soon as Godfather 2 was nominated, I was
your first words, you came out and you went, right, why did Godfather Part 2 win? That's only that's one of a trilogy. That's the middle of a film. Come on, people.
It ends on a cliffhanger. It's not a complete story.
Loads of films end on cliffhangers.
So Spider-Man, I think Spider-Man will win.
I hope so.
But I don't think it should.
I don't think it will win. I think Boy and the Heron will win.
I love Nimona. Elemental, boring. Haven't seen Robot Dreams. Boy and the Heron, I thought was very good. They might give it to the Boy and the Heron just for a Ghibli nod.
Yeah, I think so. Miyazaki, because he's old, isn't it? And he ain't got one. I don't
think.
It,
yeah, he might die soon.
Yeah. Best adapted screenplay: American Fiction, Barbie, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, The Zone of Interest. What are we saying? Barbie's got all the memorable lines, or Poor Things. Actually.
Yeah, but is Barbie an adapted screenplay? It's just
because it's based on
a doll. That's not.
But yeah, but
I wonder
the characters.
If it'll go to American Fiction.
Yeah, but the characters are pre-existing. It might do. Yeah, I mean, normally the screenplay ones are like a consolation prize for not winning picture.
I think it will go. I don't know. I've got a feeling American Fiction will take this one, just because it has fiction in the name.
Yeah, and it's American and it's the Oscars. Best original screenplay: Anatomy of a Fall, The Holdovers, Maestro, May December, and Past Lives.
I reckon Anatomy of a Fall.
Yeah, I reckon that too. I would like it to win. Maestro can fuck off. May December was really good, but I don't think it's going to get recognition. Holdovers I thought the screenplay was fine. I don't think it was like exceptional. Past Lives, I've seen people like criticize the dialogue a bit for being a bit ropey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Anatomy of a Fall for me.
Imagine you're in biology GCSEs,
Yeah.
and they're doing body parts, and they put up a picture of you and all of your body parts, and then he gets his big pointy stick and he says, "Look, this is the anatomy of a fool. FOOL."
Joshua, we only have so much time.
What? In life? In this plane of existence?
Yes. Best supporting actress. I think a very strong lineup from the actresses this year. Not so much the actors. We'll see. Right. Actually, they're both good. Emily Blunt, Oppenheimer. Danielle Brooks, The Colour Purple. America Ferrera, Barbie, for some reason. Jodie Foster, Nyad. Divine Joy Randolph, The Holdovers. What are we saying?
Emily Blunt? No, she's hardly in the film.
She's hardly in it, yeah. And she just... there's nothing to do with the performance. Like,
nothing to do with it. I don't know why she's nominated at all.
Because they have to get 5 people. I think there's such a weak lineup of these this year. I mean, I think, like, even the lady in The Holdovers, really good. But if I was watching that film, I wouldn't have thought it would be Oscar nominated just because the part.
No, not at all. She's hardly in
that.
She has some great moments, but
yeah, Jodie Foster's really good at Nyad, actually.
Danielle Brooks, The Colour Purple. Who's seen The Colour Purple?
I haven't.
So that's
seen
not
it.
winning.
No, which is really weird how that kind of just came and went. Like no one saw it.
Yeah,
you'd think it wasn't even out, but I think it is.
It's because there were just too many musicals out at that point, and people,
that was a musical. It wasn't in the trailer.
No, I don't think it is a musical. I think there were so many out that people were then put off going to the cinema.
Yeah, they wouldn't
see, like straight dramas like The Colour Purple.
Yeah, well,
it's a shame.
If it was a musical, they'd put that in the trailer, and they didn't.
They'd put that in the trailer.
That's just what you have to do these days. All the musicals make it very clear.
All of them, every single one.
Right, America Ferrera. What's she doing with the nomination?
What is she doing in there?
No flame to her. She did a good job. What she had. That's not an Oscar part. No, it would be for that monologue.
Not at all.
And I've seen that monologue in many tweets throughout my life. It's good, but
maybe it will go to Divine Joy Randolph then. I just feel like you're completely right that it's just such a weak lineup.
Yeah. Supporting actor: Sterling K. Brown, American Fiction. Robert De Niro, Killers of the Flower Moon. Robert Downey Jr., Oppenheimer. Ryan Gosling, Barbie, and Mark Ruffalo, Poor Things.
I know you'll give it to Mark Ruffalo because you loved him in Poor Things.
Mark Ruffalo should get a Razzie for Poor Things. Yeah, this is also a bit of a weak one, in my opinion.
But you know who it's going to go to. It's
Robert Downey
no
Jr.
question. Robert Downey Jr.
Which is strange because that's another one where it's like, he's just a man in a court. It doesn't. I didn't see that before to be like, wow, that is some good acting. I've been more impressed by Robert Downey Jr. in other roles. But
have you seen him in Iron Man 2?
No, I haven't. No, he's played.
Sick.
No, he wasn't. Who was he in that?
He played the Iron Man.
You're thinking of Mickey Rourke.
No, you're thinking of the wrestler.
No, you're thinking of the Iron Claw.
No. You're thinking of Troy Bolton from High School Musical.
No.
You're getting confused again, Matt.
No. You're thinking.
Matt, we're recording a podcast, Matt.
I'm sorry. Right, let's get back to it. Ryan Gosling for Ken, please, but that's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen.
Robert De Niro
RDJ.
was good in Killers of the Flower Moon, but yeah, I've seen Robert De Niro before. RDJ's going to win it. There's no point.
RDJ.
Yeah. Best Actress. These are very strong, apart from one. Annette Bening in Nyad. Lily Gladstone in Killers of the Flower Moon. Sandra Hüller in Anatomy of a Fall. Carey Mulligan for Maestro? What's that in there? Emma Stone for Poor Things. Carey Mulligan's very good at Maestro. I just found her insufferable because I hated that film and I hated her part. I hated her character so much.
Before Poor Things came out, I was certain this was going to go to Lily Gladstone.
Same.
However,
Poor Things did come out.
It has to be Emma Stone.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about. To be. Most of these parts, I don't look at them and go, wow, that's some great acting. I look at Emma Stone and Poor Things and go, that is some great acting.
That is some great acting.
Like, because she's such a crazy character and she makes it feel 100% believable.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she does all the different facets of the character. It's so complex.
And she does silly faces.
And gets naked.
Naked.
I'd say Sandra Hüller also phenomenal in Anatomy of a Fall and also in Zone of Interest. She's one of the actresses of the year for me. Phenomenal. So we say Emma Stone.
Emma Stone.
I think so. Best Actor. Bradley Cooper.
For this one.
Maestro. Coleman Domingo. Rustin. Paul Giamatti. The Holdovers. Cillian Murphy. Oppenheimer. Or Jeffrey Wright. American Fiction.
I wonder who this is going to.
Well, I've been doing some polls on YouTube, and they're not fair because it's like just depends on what films people have seen and what actors they like. But
Yeah,
it's like 85% Cillian Murphy Oppenheimer.
completely. Because everyone knows he's going to win.
Yeah,
There's no point voting for anyone else.
but I mean, I don't think it's his best part.
I don't think so. I would love Paul Giamatti to win.
He's a great actor. Yeah, but yeah, I think it's just people want Cillian Murphy to get an Oscar because they like him. Paul Giamatti also, yeah, phenomenal, really good. I thought Bradley Cooper did a good impression. If it was like best impression, sure, but he didn't. It's not. It's not that. And I watched about 20 minutes of Rustin. And I was like, God, this is boring. It's about like they're doing like a rally, but it's about the boring office side of like making calls, like the production side. It's like if a biopic about making a film was like all set on the production truck, and it's like, oh, whoa, not interested in this. Now,
what do you mean we've run out of water barrels for set?
Now I've seen about 20 minutes of the film, so that might be enough, not be a fair assessment of the whole thing. But yeah, no, Cillian Murphy's going to win it.
The thing about there's a trend at the minute of having modern biopics, of people that there are many videos of. Like if you want to go and watch a video of Freddie Mercury, just watch videos of him.
Yeah.
Why do you need to watch a dramatization of his life when you can just go and look up his life?
Yeah, you can.
It's different to having.
I really agree with that.
It's different to having like, the biopic for Attila the Hun has been nominated for Best Picture and Best Actor because there's some form of like artistic interpretation there. You can do something with the character. Even Napoleon. I just think it's weird that we're now edging like years gone past. We're now doing famous people.
Famous people who have had. There's so much footage of them.
Yeah, like completely.
They're doing that 4-part. Which director was it? Someone really famous doing that Beatles miniseries.
Each
one of them's about a different Beatle. It's someone really famous.
Yeah, Stag Beetle, Dung Beetle.
Yeah, and it's like, mate, just go on National Geographic. I'm sure David Attenborough's already covered them all.
Just look up Google Beetle, and then you'll see them. You don't need a documentary.
Just watch a documentary. It's really weird. What were we talking about? Best director, right? Justine Triet, because they have to have a woman. Martin Scorsese, cut that, but you know what I mean. That's you don't have to cut it. You know what I mean. They're like every year they're like, oh God, we got to get a woman
inclusive.
in there.
Look, we're inclusive. Yeah. We are. We have non-white, non-men.
Look,
in this.
Martin Scorsese, Killers of the Flower Moon, Christopher Nolan, Oppenheimer, Yorgos Lanthimos, Poor Things, and Jonathan Glazer, The Zone of Interest. What are we saying?
Who should it go to?
Two of them are phenomenal directors who I'd be happy winning are not going to win, and that's Justine Triet and Jonathan Glazer. They're not winning.
Can I say something?
If you like.
Modern auteurs, okay? Throw hats into the ring. Christopher Nolan, Denis Villeneuve.
Yeah.
Who else have you got? Who's up there as a modern auteur?
Wes Anderson.
Yeah, I can do that. Wes Anderson, that's a good one. Yeah. Like, there you go. 3 off the top of our heads. 3 modern auteurs.
Yeah.
Is it just me? Is this a hot take? I imagine I'll get shouted at for this.
Okay.
And I can foresee the comments telling me that I'm stupid and don't understand.
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan's films are just kind of directed like a film. You see that and go, that sure is a film.
What do you mean? There's nothing interesting about his directorial style?
Yes. It's not like watching a Spielberg and going, yes, that's a Spielberg.
Oh, but I can be the same about Spielberg. Well, I don't know. It depends. I don't know. I might be the same about Spielberg just because of his range. Because I wouldn't watch Bridge of Spies and be like, this man clearly directed Raiders of the Lost Ark. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. Like Golden Age, because we're in Golden Age Nolan.
Yeah.
Right? You look at Golden Age.
Oh, I don't know. I think you're dead
Nolan.
wrong. I look at that and go, that is a Christopher Nolan film. You know, Framed. Framed the game where you look at a frame.
Yeah.
Mate, when it's a Christopher Nolan film, I would never seen that film. I know from the color grading, it's Christopher Nolan.
I
think it's just immediately obvious. They're so like clean as his style. Like just
yeah. If you show someone a film, it's going to be him.
No,
like,
I can immediately tell it's a Christopher Nolan film. I think Ridley Scott is someone I'd say I probably couldn't tell a Ridley Scott film. I think they're all kind of generically shot. Well shot, but they're like there's not much individual style to his stuff apart from like scale over sense.
Yeah, I'm gonna get shouted out for that. I know Christopher Nolan's gonna win this, and he's well deserving of an Oscar.
I think he's a
like,
great
don't get me wrong,
filmmaker, but this isn't my
his
favorite.
oeuvre is great.
Yeah,
he has such a great catalogue of films, and I think it's kind of hit after hit after hit. Yeah. I just think it's a bit nothing special compared to who I think should win, Yorgos Lanthimos.
I mean, I'd say Jonathan Glazer. I mean, what direction that is. I mean,
exactly the same.
He's reinvented how to direct a film in a way, but he won't get it. And like Scorsese is like, he won't get it. It's just too ordinary. Yeah, Nolan will win. I would agree. I'd be happy with Lanthimos winning, but I think Nolan's going to get it.
Best Picture.
Oh,
so this is
whoa.
The big...
I wasn't saying whoa to stop. I was saying, wow, this is incredible.
Nominees for the 2024 Best Picture: American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, The Zone of Interest.
Wow, a lot of audience buzz on all of them.
Yeah. There was an equal number of claps every single time.
Right.
Wow.
Obviously, I've only seen 9 of them. How many have you seen?
I've seen 8. Again, I just think we know who's going to win.
I think there's a possibility Poor Things will win, but I think Oppenheimer will win.
But I think Poor Things deserves the win.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people think that. And I think it might be sort of like with La La Land, it seemed because it was such a big deal, like, oh, it's obviously going to win, and then Moonlight won. And a bit like when Coda won, it was a bit like everyone actually preferred Coda to the others, but it wasn't as popular, it wasn't as famous. And so when it won, it was like, oh, okay, that's surprising, but good. So I don't know. I don't think it's impossible that Poor Things could win.
It would be nice. I think it's the most deserving of them. I think
Maestro's the most deserving. Take that back.
But great. Did you see him? Did you see
Oppenheimer? No, he died way before I was born.
Did you see Benny Sadafi in Sun Cream? That was sick.
Oh yeah, I did.
That's heckin' sick. That's who I'd give it to.
That was great.
Just to see him come on stage with his sun cream on.
I loved when when Alistair went to see Oppenheimer, then he was like, yeah, bad news. So in Oppenheimer, they do exactly the same joke as we do in our film.
What one was that?
Just with his sun cream. And Alistair was saying, apparently he was like, have I rubbed it all in? They say yes, but I don't remember that in Oppenheimer. I think Alistair imagined that.
Yeah, no, I remember that.
Okay, never mind.
You'd fallen asleep by that point, I think.
I think I probably had. No, I was waking that bit. Right, I wasn't waking all of it. Speaking of which, June 2, might have nodded off for 5 minutes then. Right. Cool. Thank you for listening to this video. This is going to have to be up pretty bloody quickly because it's Friday and the Oscars are on Sunday.
Pretty bloody quickly. Yeah, and don't comment. We know that we got it all right. Yeah, and we know that everything we said makes sense.
Once the Oscars
have
happened.
Of course. Yeah. Say that we're just right. Matt, can you stop embarrassing me in front of the audience, please?
Joshua said that this was Yorgos Lanthimos's big break.
Don't. Right, I'm going to mute my microphone now.
Cool.
Matt,
well, thank you for listening.
Seriously,
this video.
Stop embarrassing me in front of everyone, okay?
Okay. Well, thank you for listening, everyone. We're gonna next watch our June review, which we haven't recorded yet. We're just about to, but I'm sure you're gonna love it. Thank you, everyone. Adios.
Goodbye.
And good luck to whoever wins. Should I stop recording?
Yeah.